All right, everybody, welcome back to the Spiral Podcast. I think this is like episode 4 or something. So, for all of you guys watching, thank you for coming back and watching this video again. And you've probably seen the title by now, but Ryan Day has been cooking, bro. Like, oh my gosh, Ryan Day is actually cooking. So, let's just jump right into it. Ohio State right now is probably having one of the better off seasons they've had in a while, I would say. Maybe not as good as getting Justin Fields, but Ryan Day has been cooking right now. So just like yesterday, he got Bill O'Brien, and he's gonna take over as the offensive coordinator, I believe, for the next season, 2024 to 2025, and he's been under some great guys. He has had a lot of success with high-powered offenses, and the bigger thing also that comes out of this is Ryan Day's not going to be calling most of the plays now. He's going to be more of like a manager of the team, I guess you could say. And that's really big because over the past couple of years, he's not been a bad offensive coordinator. Like he hasn't been bad at calling plays by any means. I mean, you can see the numbers, but um, it's better to have an actual guy do it and someone that's good at it also. And I think that's actually really big for us. So it takes a little bit of pressure off Ryan Day and stuff, and helps him manage his team better, I believe. So I think that's a good pickup. Um, I think we got a new safety coach also. Um, there's a few new guys every now and then that's been added and fired from our team. So that's exciting. Um, Good coaches are being brought in, which is good. Also, Bill O'Brien's been playing on the. Bill O'Brien's been coaching in the NFL also, and that can also help a lot. It shows that it just adds a guy who has a lot of experience and depth to him. So it's a good pickup, I think. I know some of you guys might not agree with it. Just let me know in the comments what you think, but I think it's not that bad. Um, so, anyways, let's get into the players that Ohio State has. Um, if you haven't heard by now, Ohio State's been bringing in a lot of guys, and also a lot of our players have been coming back for one extra season when they could have gone pro. We've only had a few guys leave actually, so that's really big news. And I figured I'd just talk about some of them um, who are coming back and, just give my thoughts about it. And yeah, so let's start with people on the offense coming back. So the first guy we got coming back is TreVeyon Henderson. He was our running back last season. In case you don't know, he was really good. He's kind of injury prone. Um, he played a lot of snaps when he was in the um, game and stuff, and yeah, he had a lot of snaps per game, and that could be why he got injured. But also, he just seems a little like some guys are just a little more fragile in a way. So I think he can get injury prone, but when he's not injured, he is good. Um, the year before this year, so 2 seasons ago, I used to think he wasn't that good. Um, but after last season, he's proven that he is a really good running back, and he could have gone pro also, but I think it's actually good for him to stay and get an extra year of development. Um, I think he needs it to become. He needs to be a little more physical, in my opinion. But he's really fast. Really, he he sometimes does too many juke moves, in my opinion. But I think he's very agile. Um, I don't know. He's fast. He's a really good like speed back, and I mean he can plow over guys, but most of the time he will just like try and juke them, which you know sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But really great running back coming back. Um, and then on top of him, we got Quidshon Junkins, I think. I don't know if that's how you say his name or something like that. But he's from Ole Miss, and Ohio State picked him up through the transfer portal this offseason. He was like the number one rushing leader in the SEC, which is pretty impressive. Um, it's not easy to do that in the SEC, let alone any conference, but especially SEC, just because they get a lot of those big linemen and stuff and tacklers, good tacklers in there. So, but yeah, he's a huge pickup, and uh, having TreVeyon and Quidshon in the backfield is going to be huge. Um, it'll take some of the pressure, and workload off of actually both of them because they both had to take a lot of carries when they were playing for their teams. But it'll help them stay fresh. Like you're gonna have one guy who can run for 5 yards on you, and then sub in a new guy who's gonna run for 5 yards, and you can just cycle that, which is something both teams didn't really have previous seasons. So that's a big pickup right there. Quinshon Judkins, he's really good. If you're not familiar with him, you should go watch some highlights. He's really good. So big pickup right there in the running back. And then a few more guys that are returning are Emeka Egbuka. Um, that's a big one. He was gonna go first round, and it adds a more like it adds like a veteran to the wide receiver room. We actually kind of needed him because if we didn't have him, uh, it's just good to have that reliable guy, you know. And for the younger guys, somebody to learn from after being under him and stuff. So huge pickup right there. Great receiver. He's played with Marvin. I think he's played with uh maybe Wilson and Olave. I'm not sure though. That might have been like early on. If he did, it was his freshman season, but he's played with a lot of great receivers, generational talent, and he can start giving that to the younger guys. Cardinal Tate already was there and stuff, but you know, he's a really good guy, really good receiver. Um, he kind of didn't have his amazing season last season because he was under Marvin Harrison, but I think he might be one of the breakout players nobody's really expecting. Like everybody knows he's good, but I think he might do better than what people are expecting. So great pickup there, and then some more of our receivers that we're gonna have are Brandon Ennis, Jaden Ballard. Those guys are all great. I'm pretty sure I already said Jeremiah Smith, but all those guys really good. Um, Ohio State is not going to struggle with receivers for a while, and they haven't for a few seasons now. Actually, a lot of seasons. Um, Wide receiver room is going to be great. Don't worry about that if you're an Ohio State fan. Um, Another good pickup that we've got is one of our better linemen returning. I would say Donovan Jackson. He's a really good blocker. Um, it's good to have another O lineman returning. He's like I said, has experience. Played on the team last year. Um, Coming back for some more. So really good offensive lineman. Sorry. Yeah, it's great that he's coming back. You know, he can develop further, become NFL talent. Good for him and Ohio State. So, and then our tight G Scott is going to be there next year to replace Stover. I can't remember if we got somebody else. I don't think we did, but G Scott's been playing. I think he's a junior now. Maybe he's shown flashes of good. Like he had a good catch against Rutgers this season. Um, yeah, he's had some good moments, but being behind Stover is not easy, so he hasn't gotten a ton playing. But he has seen the field quite a bit for a backup. You know, he's done a lot of blocking and he does some receiving also, so he'll be a good tight end, I believe, when he gets the full number one spot. And then another offensive lineman who's actually from the transfer portal is Seth McLaughlin. I don't know how to say it. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know how to say that. McLaughlin, I think, but he's from Alabama, and he was the starting center for the past like 2 or 3 seasons for them, and he transferred. Uh, Pretty good center, solid. He had a few bad snaps in Alabama that those weren't good, but he's pretty solid. He'll be good for us. I mean, if you're starting at Bama, you can't be bad. So you know he's good, and that's really good. We need offensive linemen. I would say if we could try and get one more O lineman this offseason, or at least like develop some more and make like a couple better offensive linemen, that'd be huge. Because our O line is probably the biggest weakness right now on the offensive side. But yeah, big pickup right there. He'll be good. And then the big one of the biggest ones I think is we got a new quarterback replacing McCord, and we needed a quarterback. And I don't think people saw this coming out of I think people were gonna expect Cam Ward to come here, but Ryan Day went out and cooked some more and got Will Howard from Kansas State. Um, he's going to be like a one and done for the Buckeyes. He'll be playing one season, and then I think his eligibility is going to be up. So he's really good though. And what he adds is uh, a good running attack to the quarterbacks. Well, the last quarterback that we had that could actually run was pretty much Justin Fields. CJ Stroud, the only time he ran was the Georgia game, and even then it was like little. I think he ran in that Northwestern game when it was like terrible weather and we were doing bad. But and then Kyle McCord is he couldn't run to save his life. I mean, if you go back and watch the Indiana game, first game of the season, he has a wide open touchdown if he goes right and he just like goes to the left and gets like a yard. He's so bad at running. So Will Howard adding a running to attack to the offense is going to be huge. That's one of the things. If you think about it, every year Michigan's beat us for the past like 5 years or 3 years is we haven't had a quarterback who could run, and the last time we beat him was with Justin Fields. Who I'm not saying Will Howard's going to be Justin Fields good, but he could run, and it makes the defense have to play more of like a maybe have a quarterback spy or something and free up our receivers or running game. And just adds another level of running to our amazing running back room. So that's huge. And then also he can throw it really well. Like it's not like he can't throw. He can still be worked on a little bit. I think he'll develop a lot better at Ohio State than Kansas State. Not trying to throw any shade at Kansas State, but it's not Ohio State level good. So yeah, Will Howard's gonna be great, and he's gonna have more weapons with Emeka and Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, Brandon Ennis, all those guys, Jaden Ballard. So yeah, he's gonna do good, and I think he'll help out the offense a lot, especially compared to McCord and not necessarily Stroud. I mean, Stroud was amazing, but sorry, I think Will Howard's gonna be great. So I'm pretty sure those are all the notable guys on offense right now. If there's any more I'm missing, just let me know in the comments. And same goes for the defensive guys on battle list. But these are just the people that I know right now. But if there's more, just let me know. So the first guy that's returning on defense is Denzel Burke, which is like a big deal. He's been our like main cornerback for the past 2 or 3 seasons. I think 3. So I'm pretty sure this is his senior year coming up, but he's been really good. He's great at looking back at the ball and like swatting it down or whatever. He's he's just really good. He's been under Jim Knowles now for 2 years, going into his third. Um, Defense definitely played a lot better last year, and I think everybody saw that. Which is why some of these guys coming back and is like huge for us, especially just Ryan Day cooking right now. I don't know if it's NIL, but I know a big reason of it is that those losses to Michigan, uh, they just want more. They want revenge, and this is kind of off track right now, but um, I heard somebody else say it on another podcast. Like when a team wants revenge, it is scary, bro. Like even though I think it was On3, I think it was JD PicKell. He was like, Michigan last year, or I guess this season, they wanted revenge. They lost 2 playoff games in a row, and when a team wants revenge, then they're hard to beat. And yeah, that's. I think I also talked about that in the playoff games for them. Like they have something to play for. It's hard to beat a team like that, and Ohio State with all these guys returning is uh, one of the aspects people don't maybe overlook a little bit, but it's huge. And obviously their skill, but. So yeah, Denzel Burke, great cornerback. He'll be our number one DB. He's really good. And then another guy we got is Jordan Hancock. He's played pretty good. Um, you know, yeah, he's just really good as well. And then we got Lathan Ransom, who is I think he's a safety, yeah, and he's playing good. I'm pretty sure he got injured though, but he's coming back. He's gonna be good for us. Um, Tyler Igbenogson, he was another DB. He usually played like the second or third spot for the DB, but don't overlook him, man. He's good. He had a couple big plays against Michigan. Like uh, he had a few good tackles. Even just the whole season, he's been playing good. Um, yeah, he's really good. He'll add another level of like depth for the DB room, and going into as he's getting older, he's gonna be able to progress more and make this DB room a lot better. So big upgrade or big keep right there. And then we got Cody Simon at linebacker, who is he's pretty good. I think he has like 1 year of eligibility left because he was a senior, but he might have had like a red shirt or like a COVID year or something. I don't really know, but it's good to add somebody who has experience to the linebacker room because right now it's good, but it's not like amazing. So he's a good guy to kind of fill in Tommy Eichenberg a little bit. Um, and then heading to the defensive line, we have Tyleik Williams, Ty Hamilton, and JT Tuimoloau, and Jack Sawyer all coming back. I mean, that is insane. Just think about it for a second. All those guys coming back is like, that is crazy, bro. I can't believe it, honestly. Like, let's just start off with Jack Sawyer. He could have gone pro. He had a great season. He's like the number one recruit out of his class or something. Maybe that's for edge rushers, but he had a great season last year, and you can only imagine what he's gonna do next season. I mean, and also the fact that JT Tuimoloau is coming back is like, oh, that's so huge. We're gonna have the same like they were dominant last year. Now I can't remember. I can't imagine what they're gonna be like this year. That's gonna be hard to stop for any offensive line. I don't care how good they are. That's a hard duo up front to block, and teams are gonna have to pay attention to that a lot this year. Um, and then, but they also can't necessarily because we have Tyleik Williams and Ty Hamilton coming back in the middle. Um, Tyleik Williams is he's a big boy. He's big and he's hard to block. Also, I mean that guy is just insane. He's really good. So that he's gonna be able to get through this offensive lineman pretty good. He's gonna be able to penetrate the offensive line. Let's just say that. And then Ty Hamilton, I think he was like the third uh, person in the middle for the D line behind Mike Hall and Tyleik Williams. But yeah, so Mike Hall's leaving unfortunately, but you can't blame him. I mean, he's so good. He could easily go to the NFL, but Ty Hamilton's good too. I don't want people to overlook him. He's a really great player, and uh, yeah, he's just really good. And that D line this year is going to be stacked. I mean, those are four guys right there that are already dominant last year, and they're going to be insane. D line is going to be really good next year. And Ryan Day being able to pull all these guys back in. Now, so I think some of them couldn't leave, but like most of them could have, and they didn't. And they didn't transfer out. So, like, Ryan Day has been cooking, bro. Like, it's crazy what he's done. And I think it's mainly just because he's fighting for a job right now. Like if he loses next year, he's over. Like it's over for him. So that's good. That's another good thing. Um, and then we got Josh Proctor at safety. He had a great season. He had to step up big time this year because of the injury to Ransom, and he was good, man. Like those two guys back there is gonna be really good. Especially if Ransom stays healthy all season. Whew, that's hard too, man. That's gonna be one of the better safety duos in the country next year, so that's good. And then we got Sonny Styles, who is also filling in back there. He's really good. Yeah, I don't know, like I don't know how to describe him. He's just really good, bro, and he's underrated in my opinion. Also, like I don't know, it just seems like whenever something comes his way, he always makes a tackle or makes a swat down or something. Like he's good, and especially for not getting a ton of playing time last year. Um, yeah, he's really good, and people should watch out for him. And then another guy who's like, as the time I'm recording this, he might not come here, but he's like Caleb Downs. He's from Alabama as well, like the center we got. But he might go to Georgia. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. He's got his defensive coordinator, who would transfer to Georgia. I think it was this off season, and Nick Saban retiring, so he's leaving Alabama. But I want to, and he's from Georgia, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Georgia. But I know Ryan Day was trying to cook some more, go down and meet him. I'm pretty sure he flew down to Caleb Downs and like had a meeting with him. So who knows how that went? I'm praying that we get him, and if we do, he's gonna play DB and safety. I'm pretty sure. He can play a lot of positions though, so he's gonna be insane if we get him. Wherever he plays, he'll be amazing addition to the defense that's already really solid looking next year. So um, that's pretty much all the guys I have right now. So if there's any more that you know of, just write it down in the comments. And also, if you guys have any video ideas or um, any recommendations for me for future episodes, just write it down. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and if you like it, maybe share it with somebody, or you don't have to, but it helps out always. So, thank you for all for watching the Spar podcast, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.